said walk shit, pop shit, man. It's your boy Walk. Hold on. Walkie, and we back with another reaction video. What we got? So I just did rappers who beat a body. And then the one before that I just did 12 white rappers who's about it. Go check those out if you ain't already had, man. Go like, subscribe, comment. Go run it up. Go support, man. It's free than water. Like, water is more expensive than support. Like, that's crazy. But, yeah, like, subscribe, comment, man. All that YouTube cat, man. What are you watching today? What are you watching? So I already see in the thumbnail, Delonte West. I guess he homeless. I don't know if it's clickbait. I've been clickbait a couple of times already, man. So I don't know. But nah, let's get into it. I do not got corona, I promise. Hold on. Run that back.
How do you go from hitting game-winning shots
No. Okay. For sure. Yeah.
How do you go from hitting game-winning shots next to LeBron James? Making over six.
I ain't gonna lie. That boy was talking on LeBron's name. You can't be playing with somebody's mother like that. Nick playing with mom, talking about my mother's name, you know. Ain't LeBron from Louisiana or something? That boy put a voodoo on that man. His life ain't been the same since. My boy was up here, and they been downhill ever since. Crazy.
$1 million to that
boy turned to nobody. Look at that.
Side of the street.
Orlando Brown. That's crazy.
This is Delonte West's story.
That's crazy. Look at him.
Delonte had one of the toughest childhoods in the NBA. He grew up in poverty, parents divorced, and kids would constantly bully him for having red hair, making him feel like an outcast. And for years, he struggled to fit in. The only thing Delonte had was basketball.
He just got picked on for having red hair. That's it.
That's what gave him his ego, his identity. And as a kid, it was the only thing that made him happy. But when Delonte turned 12, he suffered his first devastating and left him sidelined for months. This was the first time he wasn't able to drown out his thoughts with basketball, and he spiraled into a deep depression. His mom saw he was struggling and decided it'd be best for him to live with his dad for a bit, but this only made things worse. His dad couldn't care less about what he was going through, and his new school was full of kids that were bad influences, opening the door for him to start experimenting with prescription drugs and alcohol. It wouldn't be until his leg injury healed that Delonte could feel somewhat normal again, back to distracting his mind with basketball.
Yo, look how big the jerk. Look how big the clothes was. That's.
And by the time he got to high school, he ended up turning into a star athlete, averaging over 20 points a game. It was obvious this kid had all the talent to make it to the NBA. And then in college, he took things to another level. During his junior year, Delonte and Jameer Nelson, a future NBA player as well, were known as the best backcourt in basketball, and they torched through the regular season. Delonte was averaging 19 points a game, and the two stars led the St. Joseph Hawks to a 30-2 record. This officially put Delonte West's name on the map. With the 24th pick in the 2004 draft, it became official. The Boston Celtics selected Delonte West, and he accomplished his childhood dream. But as quick as things went up for Delonte, they began crumbling down. Injuries derailed his first few years in the NBA, and it wouldn't be until a trade in 2008 that the world would really get to know him, for good and bad. DeLonte was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, giving him the opportunity of a lifetime, playing with LeBron James as the Cavs' starting point guard. This was the moment he was waiting for, but his years with the Cavs would also be filled with controversy. It started with him lashing out at teammates during the preseason, which made the Cavs force DeLonte to take a break and talk with a doctor.
My boy got waived.
He ended up
right
being
here.
diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Nowhere else.
DeLonte would have extreme emotional highs and lows. So he started
he
taking
just brushed
medication,
right there.
talking to professionals, and learning to live with this.
He just
but
brushed right
that was
there.
just the beginning of his struggles. Behind the scenes, DeLonte had a secret life that no one knew about. In September 2009, he was arrested while
My boy
riding
had a
through
good
DC
grade,
on
bro.
his motorcycle. He was pulled over and had 3 different guns on him.
Damn.
And with that, DeLonte's name was in headlines everywhere. People started questioning
3
what was
yappers on
going on in
his
his life. He ended up getting a slap on the wrist, sentenced to 8 months of house arrest, 2 months of probation, and 40 hours of community service. Then the following season, DeLonte was involved in a controversy that not only left a stain on his legacy, but also LeBron's. The Cavs went into the 2009-2010 playoffs with the best record in the NBA. And LeBron was on a mission to get his first ring. But after going up 2-1 in the semifinals against the Celtics, the Cavs lost 3 straight games and were knocked out. LeBron went from an MVP player to disengaged. And sports shows immediately jumped on the story of LeBron's meltdown, trying to figure out what happened. And they uncovered something no one saw coming. Delonte West was sleeping with LeBron's mom, allegedly. Rumor has it, LeBron found out that Delonte was hooking up with his mom during the Boston playoff series, and it
My boy
completely
was
threw him off
getting
his
dirty.
game. And just like that, the 2 players became the biggest sports topic in the world. Then, to make matters worse, the Cavs decided to trade Delonte away to the Timberwolves, and they waived him immediately. He then went on to sign a 1-year deal for the 2010-2011 season with the Celtics, but he had the worst
LeBron
year of
wasn't
his career,
having that.
so they dropped him faster than they got him. It seemed like
LeBron
everything was
wasn't having
falling
that.
apart. But luckily,
How he
one
keep
more
getting
team
later?
was willing to give him a chance. The Dallas Mavericks. They saw some value in the years of experience he had playing alongside LeBron James. So, the Mavs signed Delonte to a 1-year deal for the 2011-2012
My
season.
boy got his waves up. 2011 got them waves up.
It was controversial in NBA
boom.
history. And it put Delonte in a position he hadn't been in since his
That's
middle
a
school
bad
days.
necktie.
The NBA officially went into a
That's a
lockout
bad
during the
necktie.
2011 offseason.
My son John
Players and
Wall.
owners not being able to reach an agreement with the players' union. This meant no teams could sign or trade players, players weren't allowed to use team facilities, and no one was being paid. For the first time in Delonte's career, he wasn't getting a consistent paycheck. And it turned out, he hadn't been handling his money well at all. Delonte and his family had a $1 million 8-bedroom mansion in DC, and he could barely afford that when he was getting paid. During the lockout, a water heater broke, and the family had to heat water up on a stovetop just to take a bath. The situation got so bad that Delonte, while being an NBA player, had to go get a job at Home Depot. Yeah, this guy literally worked at Home Depot during
Why
the
you
lockout.
taking
He was
pictures,
disgusted
man?
with himself, and he wanted to get rid of anything that made him feel like a failure. So Delonte started selling every single piece of memorabilia he had. It got so bad that when Delonte couldn't find a buyer, he would just throw the memorabilia away, just trying to erase all the pain he was going through. This lockout was one of the most difficult times in Delonte's life, but luckily, it was short-lived. And by January 2012, the NBA was back in session, and Delonte still had an opportunity with the Mavericks. After hitting rock bottom, Delonte was given one last chance to turn things around. The only question now was, can Delonte actually bounce back? Even with everything going on personally, Delonte proved he could still be a solid role player in the NBA, bringing his numbers back up to nearly 10 points a game throughout the 2011-2012 season. But Delonte was still struggling personally. His criminal record kept him from getting a place in Dallas, so he was forced to sleep in his car and even the Dallas locker room. Luckily, he was working for a guy who seems to genuinely care about his people, Mark Cuban. And as soon as Mark heard about Delonte's situation, he went and got him a place approved. Delonte seemed like he had a great setup here in Dallas, but still, he couldn't stay out of his own way. Going into the 2012-2013 season, DeLonte signed another one-year contract with the Mavs, and he was playing hard during the preseason games, a little too hard. He started snapping at not just officials, but his teammates, and this all hit a boiling point on October 15th. After a preseason loss, DeLonte went ballistic on his teammates in the locker room, and the Mavs had enough, so they suspended DeLonte for conduct detrimental to the team as a warning shot. But just 10 days later, DeLonte blew up on his teammates again after another preseason loss. So the Mavs hit DeLonte with another suspension. And just a few days later, he was waived from the team, officially marking the end of his NBA career. At the time, DeLonte was renting an apartment with a balcony that overlooked the Mavericks arena. And DeLonte sat up on that balcony for days, watching fans pile into the arena, crying his eyes out, thinking about what could have been.
His eyes. How you know he crying his eyes?
He had to move on. For a couple of years, he played for teams out in China and Venezuela, but never found stability. In 2015, DeLonte made his way back to the U.S., playing for the Texas Legends in the G League. But it wasn't long before he suffered a season-ending injury in April of 2015. This marked the end of DeLonte's basketball days and opened the door for the darkest chapter of his life yet.
My boy
DeLonte West completely disappeared. No one was talking about him. No one had any idea what he was up to until these pictures went viral in 2016. A fan ran into DeLonte at a gas station and recognized him, so he wanted a picture, but what he got was a weird experience. The fan posted these pictures with the caption, "Bro had a hospital robe on like he escaped from the psych ward or something." I asked what happened, and he said life. Damn. It's clear just looking at these pictures that he wasn't on planet Earth. Nowhere close.
Nah, drug addiction, that shit different. That shit no joke. I mean, they ain't really say he was on a drug addiction, but he gotta be off something. I know the LeBron voodoo ain't that.
Call him homeless here, though.
Ain't hitting like
Looked
that.
like he was going through a lot, and it was taking a toll on him for sure. But
nah, it might.
Not yet.
LeBron
These pictures went viral. We wouldn't hear the name
Stop
DeLonte
playing.
West
You don't
for
play with
years.
LeBron, man.
No one knows what he was doing. All we know is that the next time we saw him,
That man
he was in a
LeBron
graphic
turned
viral
this man
video
life
being attacked in the
upside
middle of a
down.
highway. This started going viral in early 2020, and there is a part 2 of the aftermath, showing DeLonte West shirtless, handcuffed, and in a rage.
I'm the leader of the goddamn Dave Shields. I know. And Dave. I'm what President Trump. I'm the real president. I'm not the leader. Oh, again. We're out.
At this point, it was more than clear. DeLonte West needs help immediately. And as these videos went viral, DeLonte's former college teammate Jameer Nelson posted this message online, begging for DeLonte to get help and spreading awareness on how serious mental health really is. But nothing really came of this, and it wasn't long until he once again disappeared for months. The next time we saw DeLonte was September 2020, and it was clear that he was at rock bottom. What does a homeless NBA player look like? Well, a heartbreaking picture started going viral, showing DeLonte on the streets of Dallas, the cardboard sign, begging for money. This time, when DeLonte went viral, things felt different. This picture took the internet by storm, and the NBA world started rallying together to try to get DeLonte some help. Anyone and everyone that ever met DeLonte was posting online, begging for someone to get him help or offering it. Even LeBron wanted to fly DeLonte out to LA and offered to spend whatever money it took to get him back on his feet. But no one could find him. Every minute was important. It felt like it was a matter of time before things hit a point of no return. Thankfully, there was one more person trying to hunt DeLonte down: Mark Cuban. Mark saw these pictures and videos go viral throughout 2020 as well. And as soon as he saw DeLonte was in Dallas, he started making every call he could to try and find him. A few days went by, and Mark was able to get a hold of DeLonte. They agreed to meet at a gas station in Dallas where Mark picked him up. Not long after, Mark confirmed with reporters that he did pick him up, saying, "I could just confirm that I found him and helped him. The rest is up to DeLonte and his family to tell." And we didn't hear anything about DeLonte for another month or so. Then, out of nowhere, Mark shared a couple of pictures.
I don't know if it's drug addiction, but mental health issues, that is just as serious as drug addiction. Like, your mental is like your physical. You gotta work it out, or it's gonna go bad. You just gotta take care of your mental stability, man. Cause there's a lot of us out here, we be tweaking. Like, people be wilding, and people be doing stuff, treating people certain ways and don't even know why. And it's just like, yo, you broken somewhere, somehow, like, something in you. And people, they be like not trying to get help. You feel me? I personally never felt like I needed a therapist, but if I ever felt like I did, then I'd get one. But, and then it'd be hard to deal with stuff like that. I can't even lie. People around you may not be equipped to just deal with someone like, cause I know not everybody is just
saying, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Delonte West. Like, a long way to go, but he's taken the first steps and shared these with all of us as a thank you for the love and support. For the first time in years, Delonte looks alive and happy. And now it's being reported that Delonte has a job working for the same rehab center that he attended. From NBA player to homeless, this might be Delonte's last opportunity to save himself. Mental illness is hell. It's an internal battle that you have to live with forever. So if there's anything you take away from Delonte's story or this video, it's that it's okay to ask for help. In fact, Delonte getting in that car with Mark Cuban and accepting the help he needs, that's the strongest thing he's ever done.
That's crazy. My boy need to go play for the Ice Cube Big 3. It's something. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of that video. That's crazy. I ain't even know Delonte West was going through all of that. I mean, I seen it. I don't really be in tune with all the social media stuff, you feel me? I see stuff, you feel me, but I don't really be like, but he looking like he doing 99, 2020, that was last year, like he doing 99. But yeah, walk shit, pop shit, it's your boy Walk. If you ain't already, like, subscribe, comment, ring that bell, show love, it's free, it's cheaper than water.